Good evening or good morning, depends on when you're watching this, but finally getting to our faculty meeting video for today. It's just been that kind of day. It's been our kind of Monday already. But just a few things for us today. The first thing is tomorrow, April 6th, is our Be the Change PLC, and that's the one for everybody to attend at least one session at some point tomorrow. Should not need anything tomorrow. Anything that will be needed will be provided for you on that day. Also, we are excited to release our first buddy bench that will be put on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade playground this week. And then on Friday, I believe, we are working on our Olveus lesson to incorporate what is a buddy bench, what does it look like, how is it used type deal. And so that'll be coming out. This was bought with the money that we receive through the Ingalls program, so Tools for School. So anytime that your Ingalls card is linked to our school, which you do have to do every single year, we put this in the newsletter to remind parents to do it too. But this is how we got this bench. The whole thing is paid for with that program. With that particular program, you are given certain things that you can purchase, and this was an addition this year, so we were able to get it. And the plan is that we would like to have one on every playground, but we chose 3, 4, 5 first because more people use that playground in Gym's Club for any grade level, and of course throughout the day for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And so we'll go to 1st and 2nd grade playground next, and then kindergarten pre-K playground last. But excited to release that this week. Also, SLOs, if you'll make yourself a note to go in and go ahead and sign your SLO, that is due this Thursday for HR. But if you think back to previous years with the SLO, the problem in my mind with SLOs is that we can't technically have a meeting to say that you've met your goal or not met your goal when we haven't done the testing needed for most people's SLO at this point. There are some people that we could go ahead and have a meeting with, and we will get with you if we do decide to go that route. But right now, the only thing we need to do is to have that signed, and then we'll do all the meeting after that part. And after we get the actual data to aid in the meeting of the SLO. So again, that one's due Thursday, so just make sure you have that signed in Magic and then SLOs for this year. All right, next is SRO mentoring and discipline clarification. I know that Erin sent out an email about this prior to spring break, but just a reminder, Nicole should not be stopped in the hallway to deal with a situation in the classroom. That's not her role. That role should be for admin purposes. If you are in need or would like to see Nicole mentor someone, that is definitely a possibility. You just need to let Carissa or Kathy J know first, primarily because there are some students that we have on a waiting list that may need it more, or we may have a situation where we have a particular student who's already getting services inside or outside the school building, and we don't want to inundate with more mentoring or differing views of mentoring. So just let Carissa know or Kathy J know if you are interested in Nicole mentoring, and that would could definitely be set up for our students, and some that are definitely in need of that for sure. All right, next I want to show you one of our forms that we're implementing right now. So we have in our last principals meeting, we talked about this throughout the district. If you've been here for a while, you can remember back a couple of years, we would, if you made a DSS report, then we would say just to email me and let me know, just so we would have a heads up basically, and we were having to keep track of that for DSS purposes. That went to the wayside. We haven't really been requesting any kind of report that you've made a DSS report. However, that has since changed just to be sure that everybody that is in the know about that particular child knows. And so this was something that Thorson approved us to be able to do. But I do want to emphasize, filling out this form for JMB does not in any way, shape, or form replace actually calling DSS. That is still your job as a mandated reporter to call DSS, but after you call, you would just complete this document or this form, and it's just labeled DSS report made for JMB. So you could easily search DSS or report made type thing, and you can easily find this report, or you can star it as well. But these are just basic things. Your name, who made the DSS call, the call was in reference to what child or children, date and time that the call was made, and a brief reason as to why the call was made. We don't need specifics, just a very brief reason as you called. Again, the only people who will have access to this form will be administration, guidance, and Nicole. So that's the only people who will know about this form. But again, that's just so that we are more informed about the situations within our own school building, as well as our students, and it will better help us to meet the needs of our children, especially when it comes to DSS, talking to our kids and being sure that we're advocating for them in that process. So I will share that with this video tonight and also have that in the magic folder. All right, testing dates. I want to review that really quick and also share some good news that some people may have already seen. So I don't think I have it up yet. All right, so JMB Spring Assessments, our FastBridge screener window opened today, and we've got the required testing here. One thing that we did change is this portion down here. As of right now, there is no one at JMB that needs to take the Sabres or My Sabres test. So that's off of everybody's plate right there. So again, that's nobody at JMB for this screening cycle. And then the other change that was made is this right here. For language usage, we are making it optional testing for JMB, except for 5th grade must take it. And the only reason for that is because middle school wants to have that data for them entering Walhalla Middle. So again, optional testing for grades 2 through 5 for language usage. If you want to take it, great, and you're going to use the data, great. But if you're not going to use the data, I would not require them to take it and take that off of their plate for one less test to do. But you'll notice all your dates here for your MAP testing, of course our FastBridge, which we've already reviewed, and then our testing for state testing for this school year. And then also today, Aaron added our SDOC at home MAP testing dates. So they will be coming, our 4 virtual teachers' kids will be coming to our school for them to take their MAP test. And then they'll also be coming, if they are JMB kids, they'll be coming to our school to take their state test as well. All right. All right, I think that's my last thing, except for, you may have noticed today that, or this morning, I talked about win in the 4th quarter. And so from here on out, that is really what Q4 is about. We are making a new theme about winning in the 4th quarter. So think about, as a team, if you've ever coached something or played a sport, or even if you haven't, when you are prepping for that 4th quarter, you know, at Clemson, if you've been to a game there, they do a big thing in the end of the 3rd quarter where there's this pump up video, sends chills all down your body. I've only seen it 500 times and I still get chill bumps every single time. But hyping up the crowd, hyping up the players, everybody putting 4 fingers up, just really getting into the game. As they're playing that on the big screen, and the team is all in a huddle and they're talking about their game plan. And let's put that into school perspective. And that's that plan in our huddle right now is winning in the 4th quarter. How do we win? Sorry, my chickens. How do we win in that 4th quarter? What can we do? Well, as a team first, we need to review that game plan. We need to review our expectations with our kids. What are our expectations in your classroom? review those with them and go through your expectations of the hallways. That's a big one that I have noticed here recently is when you're in the hallway, it should be quiet in the hall. So please make sure that you're reiterating that to your kids for any kind of transition periods, obviously except for the end of the day. But it should be quiet for transitioning like out to recess or to specials or whatnot. So just reviewing those expectations with them in that huddle and creating that game environment. Also reviewing even the safety things and what we do for our safety expectations in our school building, but really getting that game plan ready to go for your kids. Also, this may be a time that what worked for you for classroom management in August and September and October, it may not work anymore, and that's okay. What worked for one kid last week may not work for a kid this week, and that's okay. But that's where we go back to our game plan right now, and we really hype up for the fourth quarter our expectations and fighting through to the last minute. It is definitely not a walk in the fourth quarter, and it's definitely not a sprint in the fourth quarter, but you give it your 110%, or keep your filthy hands off my rock, but you give 110% the whole entire time. So that's what our theme is going into this last quarter. And like we said on the announcements today, whoa, what a year, but whoa, how amazing it has been. And then two, pat yourself on the back because this has been an amazing year that you've all risen to that challenge and the high expectations for the school year. And to think about what we did was very rare across our state and across our nation with going back face to face for 5 days, and we made it. We're making it still. But we are going to win the fourth quarter. We're going to push through. Yes, we have testing coming along, but we're going to keep it positive and keep moving forward. So just what can you do to hype up your kids, not just tomorrow, not just the next day, not just on Friday, but what can you do to hype up your kids in your huddle and your team every single day and every single week to make it 44 days left, I think. So a lot of fun things planned to keep with the theme. We've got tailgates coming up. We got food trucks coming up. We got Teacher Appreciation Week coming up with some awesome things and with some sports themes to it. We've got some really cool Tuesday trivia things coming up to implement our testing prep, and winners coming up for classrooms and answering those questions for each grade level. So all fun things coming up that we'll explain. A video will be coming out for you and your kids on Friday to get you hyped up. And for that, we ask that on Friday that you wear with your jeans any type of sports jersey or sports shirt. This could be Walhalla, it could be Clemson, it could be, God forbid, the Carolina stuff, the Tennessee stuff, the Georgia stuff, all of that stuff. But we just ask that you wear any kind of sports, soccer, whatever you want to do on Friday to pump it up, as well as encouraging your kids to do the same thing. So we're asking everybody to wear jeans and jersey on Friday. There'll be a special something in room 102 on Friday for everyone. So more information coming about that as well. But we are ready to kick it off and win in the fourth quarter and always possible. So I think that completes all of our announcements for today for our faculty meeting. Just run through all my mini notes here, and I think that I've gotten them all. But any questions, let us know. Send us an email. We are so glad to be back. I am so glad to be back. Today was great to be back into a routine and have my kids with me at school and not being at home. So very excited for that. So have a great day, great night, great day tomorrow, and we'll win the fourth quarter. See you soon.